What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a big one. Atalanta. We play Atalanta tomorrow, and it goes without saying that this is a must-win. Again, for the people who definitely believe in the Scudetto, it's 100% a must-win. But for me, who's like, we need to build what we want to do as a team, for the future, and obviously secure top four without any issue. This is also a must-win. So you can look at it in both ways, but it's a massive game. We won five in a row in Serie A. You can go for six. It sounds ridiculous, because even five for us in a row after all these draws is crazy. But we're in it, and now is the time to show up. It's good that you won those games with Inter in between. It's all good, fun, some ugly, some convincing, some shaky, whatever. But right now, against these teams, is where you're gonna need to stand up. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the impact of the game and a potential lineup and so on. Okay, really quickly, I recorded this just before Motta's presser, so apologies if something is off with a player who's injured and so on. So I don't know what he's gonna say. Actually, it doesn't really matter what he's gonna say in this instant for that game because everybody knows what this game means for us. You win, you go in third place. You go in third place. That is a massive boost mentally for this team. It must be a massive boost, for this club because just in general, if you sit back and at the end of sorry, at the end of January, if I told you in a month or so we play Atalanta, if we win, we go in third place and we are 6 points off the top, depending on what, I don't know who Inter play. I think they have an easy game. Do they play Venezia or something? And Napoli play Fiorentina, which I think is also easy for them considering Fiorentina play midweek football. But that being said, if I told you that at the end of January, you were like, shut this channel down. You're actually losing it. Like, you are insane. Like, somebody told me in the comments that I try to be nice for the squad because everybody thinks I'm negative. That's not really it. But you will probably told me that. But we are in this situation because of hard work, grinding, playing slightly better in some games, believing in whatever there's left to believe, because against Verona, and yes, I know it's Verona, but we played awful games against bad sides. In these five wins, it's not that we outplay many teams for 90 minutes, but in that Verona game, I looked at it and I was like, everybody looked on the same page for once throughout 90 minutes, despite maybe there being locker room problems. And maybe Cambiaso's not happy. And maybe Gatti's not happy with Thiago Motta. And maybe, I don't know, Vlahovic is not happy, whatever. For once, for 90 minutes, I saw a team who were committed to this is it. If we want to win it, we need to work together, because all phases against Verona worked for once in 90 minutes. Maybe not the finishing phase. At the end, you score two goals. That's fine. But, the big picture, probably not really. However, I think for once, I was watching that game and I was like, everybody's on the same page. Everybody's doing his job to the fullest. Everybody is doing what they need to do plus that extra. At one moment in time, I know a lot of people were panicking that, man, this is going to end 0-0. But for once, also, I was looking at this squad and I was like, they're not panicking. They're not panicking. They are true. They're staying true to what they believe. And what they believed, was keeping possession, bopping around, and finding that opening. Because that opening was coming. That's what they believed. We know how we play. We occupy the wings a lot. And for once, the patience paid off. They didn't lose their minds. They didn't go all over the place and full attack. Like Cambiaso said post game, I was instructed to stay behind a little bit because should we lose possession, it was up to me to make up for it. So for once, I was like, okay, cool. But now it's time to really prove it. The lineup. this is the lineup I would play. Now, I know Gatti may or not make it. He's probably not going to make it. Gatti probably is not going to be fit enough to play. So obviously, Kelly is going to slot in. Di Gregorio, Cambiasso, Wea, Locatelli, Thuram, Colt Miners, Yildiz, and Bangula, and Colomani. And I know people will shit on me for putting Colt Miners there because I was like, never play Colt Miners in that position again. However, it's on paper because when he came on against Verona, he switched position. He played on the right-hand side. He moved. He was glued on to that sideline. And post-game, Motta said, I gave my players freedom. And if they, on the field, decided we're going to move up a little bit, Motta's like, I'm fine with that. If they can cover themselves and if they can make it work, he said, I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. So that's why I put Colt Miners there, but he's not probably not going to stick there. Also, and it's not a knock on McKennie, because he's good in many other positions. I don't think that is a position he's good at. For his own sake, he's not having an impact. And for his own sake, I think he's slightly struggling with it, which is not good for him and for the team. That's one of those reasons. If we move in a different position, I'm perfectly fine with that. But in the 10, I'm not really a fan of it. So I think Colt Miners and Yildiz can interchange. Mbangula is probably controversial if you tell that to Thiago Motta. But Gonzalez works hard, but there's no quality in the end. He just works hard. It feels like he's a workhorse, but there's no quality. There's not one time you leave that game and you're like, man, this is it. He was fantastic. He played a great game, That's been way too long. He's not having an impact. And maybe Mbangula and Yildiz on both wings defensively is overall not as good as, potentially Gonzalez and so on and so on. However, I think it's worth a shot because we need some more quality in that, in my opinion. That's what I'm saying. So this is a predicted, or my lineup. If I go for a predicted, it's probably going to be Gonzalez. It's probably going to be Gonzalez, and it's probably going to be Colt Miners. I think he's going to stick with Colt Miners, But let's see. At the end of the day, the mindset needs to be right to win against Atalanta. Atalanta are not in good form. I think they won 1 game in 5 or something. They're not in good form, but they will be ready for that game because they know what's at stake. They 100% know. They have an insane streak going into this game. They know what it means to win that game because the streak they have coming, and you can look, it's Juve, it's Milan, it's Bologna. I don't know. It's insane. The next 5 to 6 games is insane. They know they need this win to open up a gap as much as possible going into this insane streak. So they will be ready, but we should be ready as well because this is it. This really is it, if you want to make a statement. So, yeah. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm not going to give a score prediction because I've not done that in the league for the last 5 games or so, and we won. So I'm going to be that guy for once. I'm going to not give a prediction, but you guys can do that. So let me know in the comments. Like the video, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow, post-game, hopefully with a win. Ciao.